Hey family, love you guys, miss you. So today's a pretty famous one, and you kids know this, totally know this one. Heard it because you go to church every, 50, 60 times a year. Plus your mom and dad read the Bible to you, so. But we're still going to read it because it's a good story. So, Saul went back to the house because the Philistines were there, and he ran them off, and then he came back and he started chasing David again. So, he had 3,000 men with him. He's really afraid that David might win if he gets in a fight with him. So, let's read what it says here. I'll show you guys in the Bible here. Let me see if I can turn this around. So, he came to the sheep pen along the way. A cave was there. And Saul went in to relieve himself. David and his men were far back in the cave. The men said... Alright, so David's men said, when he was back in the cave, they said, "Look, the Lord has given you your enemy into your hands, so you can deal with him as you wish." Basically, what they were saying is it is time for Saul to die because he is just crazy. We need to kill him because he's chasing you for no reason. Then David crept up behind Saul, and Saul was using the restroom in the cave, probably, and he cut part of his robe off the bottom of his robe. So if he got close enough to cut his robe, and he was skillful enough to cut it to where Saul didn't even realize he was there, it goes to say that David could have very easily have just cut his throat or stabbed him, killed him very, very easily, because David was a very talented, skilled warrior. So Saul gets done, and David creeps back unnoticed after he'd cut off the corner. And whenever Saul leaves the cave, David steps out and says, "My lord the king!" He bowed down to him and he said, "This day you have seen with your own eyes that the Lord delivered you into my hands." And he shows the piece of cloth and he says, look down. Saul looks down. Cloth pieces cut out of his robe, the same size that David has in his hand. And he says, "I so could have killed you," basically is what he says. And then Saul says, David says, some urged me to kill you, but I spared you. I am not guilty of any wrongdoing or any rebellion. I have not wronged you, but you were hunting me and trying to take my life. So, this is a pretty amazing moment. Saul, who's been crazy this whole time, actually comes to his senses and he repents. And he says, "You are more righteous than I. You have treated me well, but I have treated you badly." And he goes and he makes an agreement with David. And he does the same thing Jonathan's been doing this whole time. And he says, "I know surely that you're going to be the king, and that the Lord is going to establish the kingdom in your hands. Please don't cut off my descendants." Which basically means when you become king, don't kill all of my people, all my kids and all my grandkids, because I know it's going to happen. And then Saul got up and he went home. And he quit chasing David momentarily. Later he chases him again. I don't know, can anybody remember that story? So, got any review questions? I think we're good. So what does it say? Even if those in authority over you are totally being horrible, we still need to treat them with respect. That might be something this passage says. of promises. I don't know. Love you guys.